My next question was sort of going to be, okay, then, where does this leave Borussia Mönchengladbach? But now knowing that Adi Hütter is likely going to be there, I suppose that does kind of clear things up. And I saw a tweet from Karan Tawani, who has been on this podcast before to discuss the Red Bull clubs. That he posted a tweet about Adi Hütter and the work that he's done with strikers before. And the goals tallies that they've got. I mean, just this season, Andre Silva at Frankfurt has done fantastically well under Hutter. There was the famous duo of Seb Haller and Luka Jovic a couple of seasons back, and they were particularly prolific during that sort of Europa League run that they had. And even going further back to sort of Jonathan Soriano at Red Bull Salzburg, who remarkably got 46 goals in 49 appearances. Um, all of these players playing under Adi Hütter. So I suppose that's where it leaves Borussia Mönchengladbach, not exactly in a bad spot. Taking a manager from a club who are currently higher than them in the table. But by way of sort of young players coming through at Gladbach, would you say that there are any that say people should be taking note of? Are there any Knaufs at Gladbach? Are there any Mokokos at Gladbach that we should be keeping an eye on?
There's actually that's really interesting because with Adi Hütter now going to Gladbach, I wonder if more players would be more like willing to stay just because of how good of a manager he is. They've seen,
Mm.
as you said, rightly said, they've seen what he's done at Salzburg. They've seen what he's done at Frankfurt this season. And I remember that Europa League run very, very clearly because there was a few bad results at the Emirates against them.
There was indeed, yeah.
Okay. We also have a joke that Daichi Kamada is an Arsenal legend. So, but yeah, there's two in particular that I really like the look of at Gladbach coming that they've got in the youth ranks, younger players. It's so firstly, you don't hear much of young players in defence, but Jordan Bayer is one that he came actually got some game time just due to the suspensions and injuries Gladbach have had in defence. Um, and he looks like a good prospect. He wants to play at fullback, but he is a centre back at the moment. But yeah, he's a 20-year-old. He's worth around 2 million, and yeah, he's a centre back, and he looks quite comfortable on the ball. And it's someone that he probably wouldn't push out Ginter or Vedi at the moment, but he is a very exciting one to watch. The other one is Rocco Reeds, and he caused a little bit of outrage, not him himself, but another 18-year-old who's centre midfielder, and he's a little bit on the short side, but he's very, very technical. So the outrage he caused was that when they were against Man City and basically down and out in the Champions League, everyone wanted Rosa to put him on to actually, get some game time, show him off a bit. But he didn't. So it's a little bit of it was a little bit sad that we've not seen more of him this season. But he's a good central midfielder, which could be like with the likes of probably Zakaria Neuhaus leaving. He's a good one to then make that step up into the middle of the pitch.
All right, I see. I mean, I'd come across Jordan Bear before, but I hadn't heard Rocco Reitz. Oh, I'm disappointed in myself actually because that's a fantastic name first and foremost, and also that's the type of player that I do sort of become attached to. But I suppose if he hasn't really been playing very much for Gladbach, I just had a look there. He's only got the one Bundesliga appearance. Then yeah, I can see why. But there's if it, usually you can tell within a club's fan base who the best players are because there's rightly so there's excitement around them. So if there's a bit of intrigue around them there, then around Reitz there, then yeah, I think he could be one that could benefit from sort of the tutelage of Adi Hütter, given his track record with young players and obviously the Salzburg link and connection. So yeah, I'll keep those two sort of in my back pocket, but yeah, it's good to know that obviously that it doesn't completely leave Gladbach in a bad spot if they do end up selling, Zakaria or Neuhaus or those types of players.